So, all right, on with the Solstice tutorial for the Big 20 race.
Okay. Alright, so before I get into the heart of the run, I should explain a few things about this game, because there are a few things that really aren't intuitive, like what you're actually supposed to do. So
Right.
the goal is to beat the game, but it just kind of plops you in this room. Maybe the intro has some clues, but if I remember right, it really doesn't. So the goal for this game is to collect all 6 staff pieces, you assemble it, and then you go kill Morbius, and you get Princess whatever her name is back.
Right.
Um, Clearly I'm very invested in the plot, because I remember all the characters' names. um, so, yeah, that's the main goal here. We have to get the staff pieces. For reference, whenever I'm talking about a direction like up, left, right, down, I mean the isometric up and isometric down. So up is going to be this direction here, up right. Left is going to be up left, down is down left, right is down right. So yeah, if I say like in the upper left corner, I don't mean like over in this direction, I mean the most northern corner of the room.
All right.
That also corresponds to the directions you move when you push those directions. And then the only other thing I want to mention quick are these potions. We have 4 potions. 3 of them are useful in the speedrun. Green is not useful, but it's really useful if you're playing through the first time. Green potion reveals all hidden and or trap tiles. So if there's a room that's empty and it doesn't look like you should be able to get across it, you can use a green potion, and more times than not, there will be something there that will
Okay.
make itself visible when you use it. Yellow potion is a time stopper. All blocks, all moving enemies, all moving spikes, and platforms stop moving. That's probably the most useful potion in the game. Blue potion or purple potion is the whatever your your eyes see here. This upper left one is invincibility, but only invincibility to sprites. So moving spikes count, and enemies count, but ground spikes do not count. And pink potion destroys everything in the screen, including, but not limited to, enemies, moving spikes, staff pieces, keys, blocks, and
wow.
platforms.
So it destroys even the stuff that you want.
Yep.
So probably not the
destroys
kind of thing
everything.
to use everywhere. Okay.
Yep.
And each of these only lasts for one room. It goes away once you leave the room. The
That is
effect of it
correct.
wears off.
Yep. Yep, so if you accidentally destroy a staff piece somehow, first of all, props, good job. And second of all, the run's not over, you can just exit the room and re-enter, and it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's
4
that.
uses of the potion for like total. If it's completely filled up, you can use it 4 times, but they start you at halfway, I think. So 2 out of 4 uses.
That's absolutely correct. Yeah, and I guess we should mention, too, that you are allowed to use the potion refill and extra lives code in this game, which is included in whatever notes are available for the rules for this.
Yeah,
I don't know the code offhand.
Sorry, yeah. If you go to the Best of Ness website and we have click on the link for rules or the link for resources, it should say in there what the potion is, or what the potion code is, or the lives code is. Or you can just search for it on the internet for Solstice codes. But basically, it's you pause the game and you press some combination of B and select. It's like 32 characters long or something like that. But it's just like B select B select, something like that. Or is it start?
I think it's start. Yeah, it's some
must be
combination
start.
of B's and starts, and then select
and
twice, and then something.
Yeah, yeah. You go into this menu and it's B. It's some combination of B and start. My bad. And you press that, and then afterwards, when you come out, it'll give you 90 lives, which is really helpful, and
Yeah.
it'll fill all of your potions up. And you're allowed to use this once during the course of the run. If you die and start again at if you reset and start at the very beginning of the game, you can use the code again, but only once per playthrough.
Yep. All right. Also, it's pretty important to help with movement. Almost everything in this game can be buffered except for block picking up. So if you hold A, you will jump on the frame that you land every time. So that's important for like some timing things. When you enter a room with moving blocks, you can just hold A and like jump on the 3rd jump or something, and it'll always, you'll always be moving at a certain point in the block cycle. Same thing is also true for potions and the menu. So if I press select and then I hold down left and select, the menu will close on the first frame possible and equip whatever potion was in that slot. So when you're practicing, it's just really good to save a few seconds and do it that way. Yeah, okay. Oh, and start uses potions. So there you go. Select as menu, start uses potions. And you have to re-equip the potion between every single use. So even if you want to use pink potion 4 times in a row, you have to equip it between every use.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that you could buffer even the menuing. So I can press select, and then while it's transitioning, I can hold whatever direction I want on the D-pad and hold select.
Yep.
And it'll select that and pop out of the menu. And it doesn't even show your cursor moving. It moves you out of it so quick.
That's right. Yep.
Huh. Interesting. Cool.
Yep. It's really, really good. And that's something I didn't even know when I was first running this. And I watched Lucid Fias run. I was like, what the hell? How's he doing these menus so fast? And I was like, wait, can I just hold these buttons? Okay, I can just hold these buttons. So, yeah. Alright, cool. I'm going to go ahead and get reset here so my frame counter is not at 170,000. And what I'm going to do first is just play through the route that I'm proposing that you guys use. The thing with this game is that there are a lot of minor optimizations to be had. And there aren't really any huge skips in this game that save like 20 seconds. So if you watch my record run, you'll notice like a bunch of spike jumps and stuff. They do not save as much time as you might think they do. In fact, the very first spike jump only saves about 2 seconds over doing the route that I'm going to show you. So if you want to do the spike jumps, you're more than welcome to do them, but if you miss it even once, you lose a whole bunch of time and an extra life. So, I don't recommend investing time in learning that. Okay, so this is the first staff piece that we want to get, and this is a room that has a lot of possible solutions. That solution that I did right there is by far the safest solution. There's an extra life here. I'd recommend grabbing it. It doesn't cost much time. And it's helpful to have in case you run into trouble later. But yeah, back in that staff piece room, I'll go through a few other solutions you can try if you really want, but you absolutely should use a yellow potion there. In the catacombs, again, it seems like a pretty daunting task to memorize where you have to go, but once you can kind of visualize in your head where you have to go, it's not that big of a deal. And again, I'll kind of point out the pattern that I keep in mind when I do this section. It's honestly not bad after you do it a few times. All these keys that I'm collecting are absolutely required. You need all 4 keys in the game. The game won't tell you that, but you do. Like, you just can't proceed unless you have them. So I think the first key you get puts 2 blocks in a room that you need to get over a wall. That key that I collected down there opens up a passageway between some rooms. Like, there just wouldn't be a doorway there if you didn't collect it. This is another room. I'm doing, like, the safest route through. There is a significantly faster way to get through there. But again, I'm going to go through this entire route, room by room, afterwards, and show you some alternate solutions and the timings that I'm using. The main reason I'm just doing this all in one go right now is that some people are impatient and like to just watch the run. And when they're watching the VOD, I don't want them to have to, you know, sort through an hour of footage to try and find the one full run. So I'm just doing it at the very start. There's another extra life here. If you died a few times getting here, you can pick it up. All you have to do is let that guy run forward and the hat falls off. I think it's a really cute room.
Right, because he's wearing a hat.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a hat, and it makes him wear his hat. It's perfect. But it doesn't fit underneath the overhang.
Nope, it does not. Poor fella. He doesn't even know it's gone either. And this room too is another room where spike jump does save a lot of time, but if you miss it once or twice, you're definitely losing time. So I grabbed an extra pink potion just for the purpose of destroying the enemies in that room. Oh, okay. This is going to be interesting now, because I used my other yellow potion and then died somehow.
Alright, so you'll have to do this the old-fashioned way.
Yep. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get the staff piece. Oh! Alright. Well, there you go. There's the intended solution for this room. That's what the game actually wants you to do. I was just going to kill myself and get a spawn by the door, but... there's a spike jump just for some flavor. If you don't want to use that, you can just blow up all the enemies and get through that way, because you have another use of the pink potion thanks to the refill that we collected.
Yeah, the spike jump is where you just jump off the very edge of one of the spike tiles, and it will let you do it.
Yeah, that's right.
And these skips that you're doing with the credits, these credits that fall from the sky, you're not really meant to wear the credit on your head. It's actually a checkpoint. But when you collect those tokens, but yeah, you can just use those as platforms to get over things that you shouldn't be able to get over. So this is not the natural route. This is speedrun route.
Right. Yeah, if an enemy falls on your head and actually like stays on your head, then you can just walk around. You can carry it with you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole goal there. And then when you jump, you fall before the credit does. So you're able to just fall and drop the credit on the floor wherever you want. So yeah, I let it land on my head, and then I place it somewhere else so I can jump off of it. Okay, so far there are only a few actual tricks that I'm combining to make this route possible. Like, that's one of them. That's just a basic block jump. It's not a terribly hard input to do. I am avoiding... Alright, this... You want to make absolutely sure that you do not fall in that room. That room, the green transparent room. I'll point it out again later, but... yeah, you can do double block jumps, as I call them, to shorten a lot of these rooms pretty significantly, but they're extremely difficult to do because they're frame perfect, and the frame that works oscillates a lot, and there's no visual cue. So it's just pure muscle memory, and it's not worth the time to build a muscle memory for this goal. Alright, forgot where I was briefly. Alright, now we're at the end. This is the tower. I bonk this orange block with my head because it pushes it up slightly. And it just makes it turn around and come back down a bit sooner because it reaches the top sooner. And this is by far the most costly mistake in the game if you miss it, so it's important to practice this final room. But once you practice it enough, it's not ever going to be a problem. And with that, that's our last staff piece. We just fall down the hole and finish the game. So, if all you wanted to do was see the route, there you go. But I'm gonna go talk this through a bit, show you guys what's actually happening, and some other things that you can do if you're uncomfortable with it. So I'm not going to bother letting this credit thing roll out. I'm just going to start from the beginning again.
Okay.
So the first room, what I like to do is go down to this bottom tile here and jump onto the yellow platform. To do that, you have to be kind of quick. So I hold down when I enter the room, and then just make a quick jump that way. If you don't want to do that, what you can do is just hold the jump button. Like I said before, Shaddix will start auto-jumping. And on the first jump, you want to stay in this row here. And you want to land like on the edge here. And then just jump straight to the left. And you should land on the green platform. And then jump right into the spikes and die. As you can tell, I don't like this setup much. Because after you land on the green platform, you have to do a wiggle to get onto the blue.
Yellow wasn't too hard to reach. I like going to the yellow tile.
I like the yellow a lot. And I definitely recommend using the yellow.
Mm-hmm.
But you can use green if you want. After this, you just kind of follow the room order. It's like nothing really hard to do here. this block jump, I guess I should mention, to pick up a block and jump off of it at the same time, you just hit B and A at the same time. And the game functions like a 30 FPS game, even though it plays at 60 FPS, so it only takes input, well, it only refreshes the screen every 2 frames. So you really have, like, within 1 frame either way to push A. It doesn't have to be on the exact same frame, so it's pretty lenient. But yeah, use that to get up here. I jump off those blocks as I'm falling. Again, like A will just auto jump, so you can just do 1 jump and then kind of push into the block, and you'll jump off of it the frame that you touch it, and that'll give you a boost. If you don't want to do that, just wait until it falls and do another block jump. It's pretty simple. Hidden block in the middle. Magic shoes you absolutely need. Magic shoes increase your jump height to 2 tiles high instead of just under 2 tiles high. You cannot beat the game without this. But yeah, just get the block and then do just a block jump up. It's pretty simple. And then just a straight jump to the right will get you back down safely. If you're really brave, the spike jump that we were talking about before is right there. Essentially all you have to do is hold down an A, and then you want to do a wiggle left for a few frames. And that'll bounce you off. And from here you can go this route, and it'll take you back to this room. So I don't recommend doing that, but if you want to, that's how you do it. So yeah, normally after magic boots, we're just going to go back down this way. There is no randomness in the behavior of any of these enemies, by the way. So like, to get through this ballroom, it might look scary because there's a bunch of enemies that kill you in 1 hit, but all you have to do is hold left and then jump at some point, and you made it. To get up here, this is a stack of 6 tiles, but you can make this with a single block jump if you get max height off of it. So it's relatively quick after the grab. If you're a bit late, then you won't make it, but yeah, that's the best way to make it up here. And again, there's no penalty for missing it, so you can just keep trying it, and if you keep missing it, then all you do is lose time. You don't die. You're never going to be in danger of failing the run. This room, I'll just show you. These are where your platforms are. I like to jump kind of kitty corner here and land on this one directly. If you don't want to, you can just hold down and A when you enter this room, and you'll automatically land on the first one and make it across that way. Same with this room, kind of, except they're stacked along the top ceiling. Oh, and the bottom. I did not actually know they were down there, too.
Oh, neat.
Alright. But for some reason I have trouble visualizing this kitty corner jump a lot more than in the orange room, so yeah, you can just jump across these platforms. So, yep, nothing special there. The important thing in this room is to not fall. If you fall here, you're in big trouble. So if you buffer A and right, you're going to jump and thread the needle and fall right down. So it's important to not be buffering the A button when you enter. You can jump pretty much any time after that and you'll make it. But what I like to do is just start buffering it the moment that I fall off of this platform. And then I'll jump off the pink block onto the landing there. But yeah, as long as you're not holding it when the room loads, you should be safe. Alright, so this room is one of the trickier rooms. Like I mentioned the first time, I like to use yellow potion here. As you can see, the elevator stopped. This is what the yellow potion does. Like, these blocks aren't going to fall. You have as much time as you want to line yourself up. So, use yellow potion, put the block between these 2 windows, somewhere like in the middle, and then just do a block jump off of it, and you'll land on this platform. And the staff piece is right in this room. If you don't want to use the yellow potion for whatever reason, you can put the block like on the corner here and then do a max height block jump. And hope to God that you timed it right. But I don't recommend doing this. I don't even think the single block jump is faster because you have to take so much time lining it up. So yeah, when you're in this room, definitely use yellow potion. It's going to save yourself a lot of trouble. So, yep, line yourself up, and then block jump, and you're good. Staff piece. There's a hole. I guess I didn't really point out what's happening there. There's a hole in the upper left corner here. Like right to the left of this tile. So you just fall right down there. Grab the extra life. So one really important resource, we should probably just link it in the rules page after the fact. But the map of the game on VG Maps, one of the most useful resources you can get. Especially when you're trying to commit all this to memory, it really helps to see where things fit in the big picture. So I have it in the layout here. Whoa, Shaddix. Okay. Where we end up landing is this room here. That's the room I'm currently in. Where we want to get is this staff piece and this key. That's the exit. So when you just look at that, it's again pretty hard to map your way through. But what we're gonna end up doing is just going left, down, and then left all the way to the wall. So not too bad, right? You just go left along the wall with the one up, like along this wall, and then down one, left all the way to the wall, and then we're just gonna move like a chess knight 3 times. So down, down, right. There's one move. Down, down, right. There's another. Down, down, right. And that's gonna take us the fastest way through this whole section. And then the whole goal, all you have to know here is that you just want to hug the wall, basically. The staff piece is just right here, so we just want to take the path that gets us around there quickest. So when you think of it that way, it's really not too bad to visualize where you have to go.
Yeah, just down, down, right. Or you go left as far as you can go, and then down left, and then just down, down, right, down, down, right, down, down, right.
Yep. Yep, 3 chess knight moves. And then getting back is simple too. So you want to hug the wall until you get back to this same room. Let me just clear out this. Alright. Get back
which
to this.
wall? The left wall?
This room.
Okay. Yeah, alright.
And then we do the reverse chess knight move. So we do left, up, up. Left, up, up. And then instead of doing the third chess knight move, we just go left. And that takes us all the way out.
Do we get this key on the way, I assume?
Yep. Yep, the key is right here. So the key we need to get. But the key is the last room you go through. So if you see that key, you know you made it and you're good to go. Yeah, so it's really not too bad when you think of it that way. And actually seeing how the catacombs are laid out really helped me understand where to go. So yeah, here we go. We landed. You know, we want to take the first down path and then go left all the way to the wall. It's 5 rooms. That's the 4th. That's the 5th. Now we go down, down, right, down, down, right, down, down, right. Now we kind of hug the wall. And here's our staff piece. Now hug the wall the same way around until we get back to that home base. And we go up, or left, up, up, left, up, up, and then just left to victory, and we're out of here. So, I don't know. I don't think it's too bad once you see the map, but at first it can be a bit daunting. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah, you might have the map open in a browser while you're doing this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just in case.
Absolutely. And the rooms are color-coded too, so it helps. Yeah, that's great. Alright, the next room, you don't want to hold left as you enter, because you'll just bonk into this goblin here. I guess I can show. I mean, it's not too hard to visualize what happens. So I just hold up briefly, walk into the wall for a bit, and then you can left all the way through. It's a really flexible window. Just don't stay there for too long. Yeah, the rest of these are pretty straightforward for now. When you enter this room, you want to hold up, and you'll walk under the skeletons. If you're holding left still, the skeletons will catch you. Simple block jump will get us up here. In this room, I just take one full jump to the whatever direction that is. left, that's the one. You'll land safely. Like, the spikes might seem scary, but they're not. And then equip blue potion. And what I do here is switch to piano grip. So I have one finger on select and one on A. Or sorry, one on start and one on A when I enter this room. Because you want to be holding left A and start when you enter. And if you do that, you'll always, and by always I mean sometimes, you have to hesitate a bit, but you'll land on that blob. So hold left A and start, release left for a bit, and you'll land on him every time. The timing is not bad at all. It's just a matter of pushing all the buttons. I don't know how you would do it with just thumb, but you guys can figure that out. Next room, just hold left and jump, and you'll always dodge that first squiggly inchworm guy. Again, a lot of these rooms are just figuring out what buttons you have to hold at the beginning.
And the rooms reset every time completely, so if you screw something up, just exit and re-enter the room.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, if you get into trouble, just exit and re-enter. A lot of times it's going to be faster to do that than try and work around the patterns. And I do have the input display up, so if you're ever curious about what buttons I'm pushing, then you can just take a look at those. So this pink room, I would recommend just going immediately onto this elevator and then jumping over to this orange block and then doing a block jump up. If you don't want to do that, you can kind of inch along so that you're on the corner here and then bonk your head and die.
Good
wow,
move.
actually, this is a lot tighter than I remembered it being. Although, yeah, it is a pixel perfect jump. Yeah, no, you shouldn't do that.
Don't do that.
You can if you really want, but you should take the elevator. Again, that's another one of the things where it's faster, and it looks significantly more fast than it really is. It's only like 2 or 3 seconds faster than using the elevator. And again, if you die, then you lost all of that time savings. So, yeah, just take the elevator. Okay. Next room, this is a room that baffled me for a really long time, because the perspective is playing tricks on you. It would look like this pink platform is in line with you here, and then the green one's right next to it. But in reality, the green and pink platforms are both in this same plane. It's just that the pink one is above it. So, if you try and jump from here, just like straight out, you will never land on the pink platform. So yeah, it took me a while to figure that out, and I felt pretty dumb afterwards. But there's a really easy way to do this room. Again, you want to line up here. I hold the A button when I enter, and on the third jump, I just go for it. So, 3, boom, boom. And it should work every time as long as you're, like, in line with the green and pink platforms, and, you know, not on the very far edge here. So, if you're, I'll say if you're halfway into this block, or further, then, you're good to go. And yeah, just hold A, and on the third jump, go for it, and you'll make it every time. It saves a lot of trouble to do it that way, trust me. Next room, just hold A and up, and you make it across. Again, that's another room where, like, if you try and actually see where you're going, you're going to be in trouble.
Alright. Don't collect this credit.
Yes.
Don't make the mistake of collecting this credit, because then you've just screwed yourself, and you're going to have to do this the natural way, and not the speedrun route.
Yes, absolutely correct. Do not grab this. What you want to do is run into the upper left corner and catch it with your head, and then you can run around with it and put it wherever you want it to be. But you want it to be in like one of these bottom 2 tiles. This top wall is a bit too tall to jump off of. So put it somewhere, jump, and then get out of the way, and it'll land on the ground, and then you're just free to jump over it. Pretty simple. And here's our staff piece. I make a detour here that's not in my record run. 1 room away, there's a potion refill for the pink potion. Which is... I think it's absolutely worth getting. It's a 4-second detour to get it, but it eliminates absolutely all of the randomness and all of the dangerous spike jumps from the run.
That kills the enemies? Is that what pink does?
Yep.
Okay, kills everything on the screen.
Yep. So this screen's a bit scary. When you get out of this teleporter, you can just stand here and wait for the big opening after the pink ghosts, and then go for it. But if you hold right immediately afterwards, you'll always land in the gap, and then you just have to... you kind of have to react and adjust your position. But if you hold right, you're always going to land down there. Again, there's our extra life guy. Just wait for him to drop the hat if you want it. I'd say if you haven't died or you only died once getting here, you don't have to get it, because there aren't many threats coming up.
Right,
But
and if you use the life code, obviously you don't need to get it either.
that's right, yep. Yeah, this whole route is assuming that you're not using the life code, but if you want to, then go for it, and you won't have to get that pink potion refill that I got. When you exit this room, make sure you're not holding right, because you'll die. There's an enemy right in front of the door, so I hold up instead. Just hold A here, and you'll jump off the blocks automatically. And then we've got this room. When you enter this doorway, if you've already equipped the potion, I like to equip it in the teleporter room. Just enter the door and hold start, and everything will die. And then equip the potion again. We have to use the pink potion 3 times here. Again here to break this spike. This room you can do a few different ways. All of them are really simple and really safe. It's just up to you with whatever one you want to do. What I would do is just grab this pink block, grab the pink block, set it next to the tower thing, and then do a jump grab up here, and then a block jump to the top. Really simple, really safe. If you don't want to do it that way, I mean, you can really do it however you want. You can jump off the bubble directly up here, I think. Maybe not. Yeah, there you go. So you can do that, and then block jump. You can push the bubble up there if you want. I don't know. It's do whatever you want to. Do whatever you gotta do. So this room, all 3 enemies are random, and you can really get cornered pretty hard and then have to leave and reset the room, and these enemies can waste a lot of your time. So the potion refill makes it pretty simple. You just equip it, enter the room, blow everything up, and then walk through. For a goal like this, I think it's absolutely worth it. If you don't want to do that, you can try a spike jump. And all you have to do for this spike jump here, line up flush next to this spike, and hold A. And then you want to push and hold right at a certain point during your descent. And you'll see if you got it. But you just want to make sure that if you do this, you aim on the late side, because if you aim early, you're just going to land directly on the spikes and die. So, yeah, if you want to do it, that's how you set it up. But, again, like, if you don't get it on the first or second try, you're losing time over just walking it. So...
Is this a room that you would bomb the enemies for if you weren't going to do the spike jump?
Yes, absolutely.
So you'd pink potion in that room?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, so if you're not going to spike jump, then blow up the enemies. And if you plan to spike jump and not blow up the enemies, then you don't have to get the pink potion refill. I get the refill just for the sole purpose of clearing out this room twice. Okay.
Okay.
This screen, again, looks pretty scary. All you have to do is line up on, like, the seam here, and you can just get around this pink spike every time. So, all you have to do is, like, hold down and wiggle left a bit, and you'll land on the seam. If you really want to take your time, then you can just jump up there, make sure that Shaddix is hanging off the edge, and go for it. Okay, and then again, this is the room that I screwed up in my demonstration. But it's definitely worth using Yellow Potion here. And in fact, in my record run, I use Yellow Potion in this room. It's fast, it's really, really safe. And we have a Yellow Potion to spare. So you should absolutely use it. If you get in trouble like I did, you use Yellow Potion and die, then just follow what I did before. And take the block and dump it on this guy's head.
Yeah.
Let him carry you to the end. And oh, you have to block jump off of him too. You don't have enough height with just the block and the dude.
So I guess the intended solution is you wait for that slightly lower spot next to the two conveyor belts and go there, and then let them go around a second time and
Oh,
jump on them on the
true.
way back.
You could do that. Man, I'm bad at spotting the intended solutions in this game.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, so you'd wait there and then get the thing, get the staff piece, and then you could just kill yourself if you want.
Yeah, you probably could, rather than waiting for him to come back around again.
Yeah.
But it's really easy to jump off a block and grab the block as you're jumping off of it. Just A plus B does it. It's very easy to do. It's pretty forgiving.
Yeah, for sure. And doing the block jump, too, is really easy. Like, all you have to do is hold A and push B, and you'll get it. Because you'll jump on the first frame that's available. So, yep, that's that room. We're gonna get out now. Real quick, again, if you opt to go for the spike jump setups, there's an easy one here. If you release up for 1 or 2 frames, remember it functions as a 30 FPS game. If you release up for 1 or 2 frames, you'll get the spike jump here. Every time. But if you don't want to do that, then just blow up the enemies again. You'll have the potion for it. Alright, this room, I do 1 jump and then jump on the second one. It's like another room where I just hold A and count the jumps. You'll always make it over the skeletons as long as you jump off, like, kind of the edge of the platform here. So, yeah, second jump will do it. And then this room, if you just hold up, you'll die. If you wiggle for any number of frames to the left, then you will never die. Pretty simple room here, just jump around. And then, yeah, the credit jump. So, catch the credit with your head like we did before, place it on this platform, and then land up here. Just make sure you don't collect the credit. And if you miss the jump, or the credit like falls down here or something, again, you can just reset the room, grab the credit again, place it up here, and go. You're good. The next room can be pretty tricky, and I don't have a visual cue for it at all. I just kind of wait a bit, and then die. Wait a bit, and then just hold A and up, and as long as you weren't super early, like I am in these ones, then you'll get it. Because you'll jump the frame that you touch the lemon, or orange, or whatever this thing is. Yeah, so that's how we get up there, and then I just do block jumps over the spikes. There are a number of different ways to get over this, but block jumps are the safest. This staff piece, again, there are a few ways to do it. I try and carry this block on my head and set it on the other side and do it that way.
Yeah. You can also just pick the block up, jump on top of it, and grab it before it goes off the screen.
Yep. Yep. Usually when I try and do it that way, I've actually gotten it a few times here without dying, which is good. But, yeah, usually when I try and do it that way, I end up dying. So you can do whatever you want. You can even
put it on your head.
Just push it like I did there. So if you're late to catching it underneath, then you can just push into it and it'll land on the other side. And then a block jump up, put it on the conveyor, and it pushes the staff piece out. And then the escape is the same way, just a simple block jump. Hold A and down, and you'll land on the other side safely every time. This middle thing is a fake. So when I enter this room, I just hold A and right and jump around this. Something that might be worth mentioning, though, you will never die to trap tiles if you're holding the A button, because again, you jump the frame that you land, so you jump right as it gets disintegrated, but it's easy enough to just jump around it. Bubbles, I'm not sure if I actually mentioned how they work, but when you push them, they just continue in that direction until they touch something. So, there you go, there's that. There's a fake tile here, but again, we can just hold A and jump off of it. And these rooms are just pretty much straight navigation. Whoop. Alright. This is another one with... I don't know, if you use the extra lives code, you might want to use a yellow potion here. I'm not sure how tight this jump actually is, if you're new to the game, but... Just one block jump will get you across.
Yeah,
So-
and starting from standing on the block is important. Don't start from standing directly on the ground,
Yeah.
because you need that extra height. But yeah, then it's simple. You just A and B at the same time. You pick up the block as you jump off of it.
Yeah. Okay, this room is the scariest room in the game, because if you fall down, you essentially just lost the race. Falling down will cost you a lot of time. So if you haven't used the potion code and you fall down, you're gonna have to use the potion code to get out. If for some reason you're out of blue potion, then you're pretty much stuck, and you're gonna lose like 20 minutes.
Wait, so you can get back if you have a potion.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have a blue potion, you push this crystal. We actually figured out the intended solution yesterday. Oh, nice, of course. Depth perspective. Yeah, you push the crystal up so that this goblin guy walks down. My god. I can't land on him. Hardest trick in the game. Oh. I'm gonna get him. But yeah, there are two ways to avoid this with 100% certainty. So I would recommend doing either of those. But yeah, if you have blue potion, you can stand on his head, you block him up there, and then you walk with him over here, jump up to the yellow block, and then jump off the yellow block, and then ride the bubble over again. But if you didn't use the potion code, then that was our last blue potion, and we need one. We actually need one to get through a room and a few rooms. Well, the very next room, we need a blue potion. So, yeah, alright. So here are two other solutions. You can just jump straight down into the yellow block platform and jump up this way and go directly to the bubble. That is 100% safe. It will never fail you ever, but it is somewhat slow. The other option is to just line yourself up here, and as long as Shaddix's toes are covering this line here, then you'll be able to make this jump. So take as much time as you need. You have a lot of flexibility with this, but as long as his toes are covering that, you'll be able to make it, and then just jump down, and you'll land on the other side. But do not rush this. If there's anything you take 5 seconds to line up, make it that jump, because if you miss it, then you're in big trouble. Okay, so
Okay.
there you go. The next room is something I call the Three Idiots room. It's hands down my least favorite room in the game. You need blue potion, you have to jump across the heads of these three goblins. The depth perspective is pretty rough. So even if you think you know where you're going, you generally don't know. The easiest way to land on the first purple goblin, let me just enter the room again so that they're reset. If you just hold A and up when he bonks the right wall, you'll land on his head. And then it's probably easiest to try and line up on the pink goblin once he reaches the wall, because at least that's one dimension you know. And then jump when he's in the middle lane, and you'll make it across. It's a really slow room. You either get it the first try, or you have to line things up like that. If you get it the first try, it looks like that. Jump off the first purple goblin, do a little wiggle left, and then you make it up. But if you don't get it, then yeah, just remember that instead of panicking, you just kind of wait for this guy, land on him, land on the next one, and then you're up.
Alright. And don't leave the room, because then you're going to lose your potion.
Yes.
Do we need any more purple potion after this?
Nope.
Or not?
Nope, that's
okay.
the last blue one we need.
Alright, yeah, so just don't leave. If that's your last blue potion charge, don't leave the room.
Yeah,
If
absolutely do not leave.
Yeah, you can actually end up pushing these goblins around, right?
Yeah, so if you short that first jump, if you're like, alright, here we go, let's do it. Oh. And you just really muck up the whole thing. you might just be like, oh, that's alright, I'll just reset it, but then you don't have blue potion active. So, yeah, oh shoot, I actually have to get up there still.
Yeah, so if you ruin their position, don't leave the room, just try to push them back.
Yeah.
Unless you've got another charge of the blue potion.
Alright, we did it. Yeah, it is easiest to try and line up when they're against the wall, though, because the perspective, like, in the space above their head is really, really hard to visualize.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a lot easier to line things up against the wall. And then the jump up to this platform, just wait until the goblin you're standing on is in the middle row. So, yeah, not bad. Annoying, but not bad. Just don't panic and it'll be fine. So the next screen... again, like, the intended solution's really weird, because this room's kind of crazy. But all you have to do is line up on the edge of this blue platform, and then when it comes back down, just kind of jump over and around. And I don't actually know what spike I landed on there. What the hell? Here you go. Yeah, it's a lot easier than I made it look the first time. But yeah, you can just make that jump directly and it's not too bad. I guess if you wanted to do it the intended way, you would go up here, wait for a few of those blocks to expire, and then go around that way, but I don't like that. Okay, pretty simple. Next screen has some worms that try and block your path. All you gotta do is jump and you'll make it out. So I hold right when I enter, and then when I get close to that right wall, I just jump and assume that I'm just gonna wrap around and over that worm. Even if you're a bit late, not that late, a bit late, you'll still be able to sneak in if the worm is touching the wall. But that's another room where it's just easiest to do it all in one go. This one is really tough. The perspective is super, super awkward. Again, things aren't where you expect them to be. But you're supposed to push this bubble, and the bubble will stop the platform. But instead, I hold... Again, I just do the classic hold A to jump and line things up that way. I hold A and down, and the moment that Shaddix is, like, lined up... Hold on, I can draw. Lined up between these two. Once he's centered between these, then I jump up on the next jump. It should be the third jump. So, 1, 2, lined up, jump up. Missed. Yep, worked that time. So instead of pushing the pink platform to the right, down here, I just push it up and let the key fall down that way. So, again, that's just what I use to line it up. If you want to, I guess you could just push the bubble that way. And it pushed it back? That's interesting.
Huh.
I do not remember it doing that. I guess you have to push the bubble a few times.
Oh.
And bonk the key a little bit each time. Wow, that's annoying.
Oh, yeah, it's a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, boy, that's not good.
No. Wow, this is an annoying room.
Yeah, wow, I don't think I've ever done this the normal way. I think even the first time I played this game, I accidentally knocked the key off with my head, which is all you want to do.
There's gotta be an easier way to do this. Yeah, so the way I line it up is usually pretty consistent.
Yeah, don't do this the normal way. This is dumb. Just
yeah, this is really dumb. Yeah, it's super easy to bonk the key. And again, if you push the platform in a place where you can't reach it or something, just leave the room and re-enter it. It's not a big deal. It's not like you die if you miss it. Okay, simple. We're gonna go down. This is another room that can be tough if you try and actually intercept where the platforms are going, but there's a pretty good visual cue. I use this tree here. The moment that this pink platform is in line with it, that's when I go. So, like, right there is when I would jump. Assuming I'm in line. So you want to be standing, like, right here, against the far left wall, and on the front half of the platform. And then just hold down and jump, and you'll make it when the platform's right there. So, line myself up, it's square with the tree, go. And then at the last second, you have to turn into the doorway. That is kind of important, because otherwise you just fall all the way down. But, yeah, once you're in front of the doorway, just turn into it and you're good. This room, the intended way is actually a lot harder for me than the way that I do it, but regardless of what method you choose, hold left when you enter and this bubble will catch the thing. And it kind of Rube Goldbergs itself down onto this platform.
Wow.
And you can either just take it straight from here and do a max height block jump up to the top, or save state back to a room that I didn't want to go to. Either of those options will work. Yeah, so you can wait for it to fall, and then catch it, and then like drop it back on the conveyor belt to get an extra tile of height. But your time is kind of limited when you do it that way. It does make the jump easier, but I don't know. What I do is I just land on the platform directly after the bubble and kill myself. Man, every time I demonstrate my strats in a not run, I just die. So yeah, again, you can do whatever's most comfortable to you. I would recommend the conveyor strat, honestly, because it gives you a few extra tiles of breathing room. You don't need a maximum height block jump to make it. Okay. Only a few rooms left. This one, I'm actually not sure. Are there hidden platforms in here?
I think so.
Time to check the map. Nope.
Oh, there aren't? You're supposed to do all this with blocks. Okay.
Yep. I guess maybe they expect you to use yellow potion or something.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. All you have to do, again, put the block like on the very far corner of this, and then just do a block jump. And the timing's really tight. I have nothing to tell you about this. Just kind of practice it, and it's not going to be a problem after a while. But make sure you give yourself as much space as you can on the first jump. It's not too bad. Okay. Just jump off the credit over the wall here. So this room, I guess, well, there are some hidden platforms, as you're going to see, obviously, but I guess you're supposed to go down on the side and jump on the moving stuff, but if you just stand, like, somewhat forward on this, like halfway in the front half of this thing, and then just jump to the left, you'll land on this platform here, and then just kind of jump around the corner, and you'll make it. It's really not a big deal. But if you're uncomfortable with that jump for whatever reason, you can take the platforms. And then this, yep, just hold A and go, and you'll be fine. Hold A and left for the first two jumps, and then hold up after that. I don't know, not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Again, bonk the yellow block with your head to push it higher. It'll make it start falling sooner. And then you can even jump. I guess I should mention, this elevator does not follow you in the next room. It's just that there's an elevator at the lowest height in each of these rooms, and you spawn on it as you enter the next room. So you can leave the elevator behind. Once you're high enough to trigger the screen, you can just do it. Just jump and trigger it, and you'll land on the next elevator. And when you make those jumps off that elevator, make sure you're holding A, because those platforms do disappear. But the timing on that is not tight at all. Just take your time. Alright. The next room is probably the second most costly mistake in the game, if you make it. I guess you can just wait for the second cycle of this pink block, but if you get the bubble underneath it, then the bubble's just stuck. It somehow traps the block inside it.
Oh, no good.
So yeah, if you like think that you timed the bubble correctly, and you start riding it across, and then it gets trapped underneath, there's no way to get back. You just lost a ton of time. So.
Yep. So I guess also be familiar with where you land in the previous room. If you were to just drop down in the pit, make sure you land right there. in the top right where PJ is now.
Yep. Yep, it's one tile from the top. Alright, so the timing that I use, again, I hold the A button. After the second jump, I land on the ground. So I land on the edge of the platform, then I jump off the bubble, and then I push it. It's going to make more sense when I actually do it. So there's a jump, and then push. Might not look like 2 jumps, but it was. So there's 1, 2, push. And you'll get it every single time if you do that. Again, if you like try and push the bubble and you land off or fall off the platform, if you just hold down during the screen transition, you should land back on the safety platform. So that's what I would recommend doing for this bubble section. And then the last room, when you jump, you want to jump down during the screen transition because the timing is kind of tight here, especially if you don't have a yellow potion. So jump down and push this bubble as soon as you possibly can. Again, what you're supposed to do is push this bubble down to the bottom right corner and then go up the bottom left side. But if you do a block jump, you can just land directly on the pyramid itself. So you kind of jump right through the ceiling and land up here. But as long as you catch the yellow block with the bubble, you have infinity tries at the block jump. The important thing is to not push the bubble again and make sure you actually get it. And then yeah, once the staff is complete, you're invincible, so you can play around, push these skeletons off the wall if you want. Play around with this Mr. Eyeball guy. Those spikes will still kill you though, so don't touch those. But that's it. Once you get the staff, you just free fall and then go in the exit. So there are a lot of rooms to learn, a lot of different solutions for the rooms, depending on your comfort level. But overall, it's not bad. And so my record here is a 558. Yesterday I got a 641 with this route, which I guess would have been a 639. So even with all of the safe strats that I'm using here, you're not losing that much time in the grand scheme of things. So I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I bet. And you probably do want to play it a little bit safe, especially if you're not using the lives code. The way the lives work, you start with 4 lives, and obviously every time you die, you lose a life, but you start in the same room that you died at. But when you run out of lives, what it'll do is it'll take you back to the most recent checkpoint. Those credits that you see, that you saw PJ doing jumps off of, those are the checkpoints. And you collect it, and what'll happen is anytime you game over after that point, it'll take you to the most recent one of those checkpoints that you collected. Mm-hmm. And you have to collect it. If you don't collect it, it doesn't count. And the thing is that it uses up that checkpoint. So now if you game over after that point, it takes you back to the previous checkpoint that you grabbed, and if you game over after that, it takes you back to the one before that.
Yeah.
So it keeps taking you further and further back every time. And I don't think that the later checkpoints will respawn, will they? Right? I think that you just start getting set farther and farther down. Yeah, and eventually you'll be a game over. Just takes you to the beginning of the game. You may as well reset. Mm-hmm. So watch out, because that's bad. And especially in this route, you're skipping a lot of these checkpoints because you're using them to boost off of in order to sequence break. So I think at least 2 of them you can't collect in this route. Otherwise, you'd have to go the slow way.
That's right. Well, you could do what would be the same input as like a block jump. If you push B and A together, you'll grab the credit and jump off of it.
Oh, there you go.
But if you miss that jump and you you land back down there, you can't try it again.
Right.
So, yeah. I would definitely recommend, if you're having a shortage of lives, I would recommend using the life code instead of collecting the credits. Mm-hmm. Because the credits also reset all of your progress. You don't keep your staff pieces.
Yes, that's right.
So
it's a snapshot of whatever you had when you collected it.
Yep.
Right, so yeah, the lives code, it doesn't take that long to enter. It's a pretty long code. I mean, maybe 15 seconds to enter. So significant, but not so much that, if you're feeling unsure about the game, you should do it. Definitely do it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it can be entered at any point, right? It doesn't have to be on title screen or anything like that.
Right. Yeah, at any point you just pause the game and enter it.
Yeah. So, like, when you're equipping potions or something, if you see, oh shoot, I only have one wizard hat left,
Right.
you can just enter it straight away and you'll be fine. So, yeah, I would definitely recommend doing that. I guess I'll give it one more quick run through just to piece everything together,
Okay.
and then I think we'll call it there. I think that's a pretty good basic route for this goal.
Sounds good. If anyone's got any questions, go ahead and type them in the chat while BJ's doing his run through, and we'll discuss them after if there's anything.
Yeah, please. I can't really read chat because this game doesn't have any downtime, but if you see any questions in there, feel free to ask me.
Okay.
Why is the music so good?
Good question, because it was made by Tim Fallen.
Indeed. Alright, so again, that's kind of where we forked from the spike jump route. Don't buffer the jump in that room, because if you fall there, you're in trouble. Yellow potion here. Take your time lining up between the windows, and then block jump up. We get our first staff piece. Fall in the upper left corner, grab the extra life on your way down for good measure. Then we want to go down one room, left all the way to the wall, and then Chest Knight moves down, down, right, down, down, right once more. And then we just want to hug the wall as we wrap around here. And that is second staff piece. And then kind of do the same thing but in reverse. Hug the wall, and then Chest Knight moves here, up, up, left, up, left, and then just keep going left. Grab the key. If you ever see a key, grab it. You need every key. Make sure you're holding up when you enter that room with the skeletons. Block jump up here. Equip purple potion, then switch to piano grip if you're me. Take the elevator here, unless you're extremely brave. 3 jumps. 3. Made it across. Hold up and A in the next room. Catch the credit with your head here. Put it somewhere in the bottom half. Jump off of it over the wall. Third staff piece. Grab the pink potion refill if you don't intend to do spike jumps later. Highly recommended. I equip pink potion here. You can equip it whenever you want. It's just a convenient place for me to remember. Extra 1 up there if you need it. Don't hold right at the start of this room. And then we detonate this room, equip another potion immediately afterwards. Detonate this room, equip another potion immediately afterwards. Blow up this room if you don't want to spike jump. Equip yellow potion. Do a seam walk here to dodge the spikes. Okay, seam walk again on the way back. And I'm not going to spike jump here. I'll just show what it'll look like if you don't. Jump once, and then second time will be over the skeletons. Wiggle for any number of frames in this room to get around that guy. Catch this credit again, put it up on this platform. Delay a bit. Jump off the melon, then block jump. Catch this green block, or push it, or whatever you want to do. Get the green block and put it on the conveyor. Just a quick note, the last conveyor in that room moves the opposite direction, so if you see that happen, don't freak out. Just reset the room. Okay, so far so good. These rooms are pretty fortunate because all you have to do is remember where to go. Like, there's not much in terms of tricks, just holding the right direction. Do a big block jump there, make it across the gap. I equip blue potion here just because this is where I'm used to doing it. You can do it whenever you want, but that's just preparation for the 3 idiots. Line up my toes, jump across the gap. Wait for the bottom guy to bonk the wall. And then fail the jump. My gosh. Okay.
Just whatever you do, don't get them all pushed against the top wall. 'Cause
Yeah, that's a bad strat. All right, we made it. Okay, just kind of wrap around the corner in that one. Jump over the fuzzy caterpillar, line up between the corners here, get the key. Again, line up between the trees here. And then do whatever it takes in this room. Do whatever you want to do. And then this room is the tricky block jump. Just give yourself as much space as you want. I delayed way too much on that jump. That's what it looks like if you miss. That should make it. Don't grab this credit. Jump from like the front half of that platform, and then around the corner. Buffer jumps in this room, and push the elevator block. And then jump to advance the rooms when you're at the right height. Don't worry about jumping super early on the last one. If you jump really early and miss it, you have to ride the elevator all the way up again. Okay, jump left, push the bubble, and then block jump up to the pyramid directly. And that will do it. So yeah, not too bad. There are very few places where you can actually die if you take your time with this route. And I think that's the key. If you finish somewhere under 8 minutes, you probably did fine.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. 8 minutes. If you remembered the route and everything went pretty much as you planned.
Yep.
Okay, we had a question about if you're not using the yellow potion, what is the window to do block jumps midair?
2 frames, but random.
2 frames, but random. Okay.
Yeah. So the way that you're not constantly touching a block when you're on it. So just like how when you have a credit on your hat and you jump, and Shaddix and the credit fall at different places or at different speeds, it's the same thing except now we're standing on top of the credit. So you can see if I play this back with frame advance. Like right now I'm not touching the block. So if I press jump right now, I'm not going to jump. And if I press grab, I'm not going to grab. But afterwards I am touching the block, so that frame would work. Then the block falls again, and then I'm not touching it again. And it's this race of the block falling and you falling with it. So there are only a few frames where you can actually pick up the block. It's not random. It's very much dependent on what height you drop the block at and how long afterwards you wait. For a triple block jump, which is... Oh shoot, I jumped too high and now I don't have the block. Yeah, a double block jump is what I just did, where you pick up the block and set it down, and then you grab it again in midair and jump from that. A triple block jump does it a 3rd time, and the acceleration is so fast there that you actually are only in contact with the block for 1 frame during your entire fall. So when a block falls, it will continue to accelerate until it hits the ground. So if it's falling and you grab it and then place it in the air again, it's going to fall with greater velocity. So triple block jumps are tremendously difficult. Double block jumps are not bad if you have the muscle memory for it, but it's not worth building the muscle memory for in this time frame for this goal. The time saving is too small.
Okay. Another thing to point out, I think Blecky pointed this out earlier, is some of these rooms have longer load times than others. Some of them will load quickly and some of them will load slowly. If you're in a room that loads slowly, it'll load slowly every time you come out of the menu. So if you're going to equip a potion, equip that potion in a room that is a fast loading room, not a slow loading room, because
That's right.
you'll lose those frames, every time you come out of the menu.
Yeah. So this pink room is the most notorious for me. Well, the pink room and the one before it, the octopus guy room. These are really long loads. Like, I don't even know why these two rooms are so slow, but they really, really are. So whenever I equip potions, I try to do it in rooms that are just like 3x3 rooms. Like the teleporter rooms are really good. The catacombs are the best. Like the catacombs have super fast loading.
Right.
They're like, it's an empty 3x3 room. There aren't any tiles, no sprites, no nothing. And the potion stays equipped until you use it. So you can equip a potion in the first screen of the game and then use it, the last screen, and it'll be fine. So, yeah, I try to equip potions in low loading screen rooms. Again, for this, it's not a huge deal, but it is an easy way to gain or lose time. So, definitely worth mentioning.
All right.
Let's see, is there anything else?
That's all I can think of.
Okay. Yeah, if anybody has questions, just feel free to ask, either in my stream or on Twitter or SDA PM or Skype, whatever. I'm happy to help. But I think this route should be a good start.
Awesome. Thanks for showing it. This was a great tutorial. Very, very informative.